Hello everybody and welcome to Mr. Heins Explains. Today we are going to talk about the Veldt vocab notes. So if you noticed, these notes were in your English 10 folder. It's the only set of notes you're going to take this week. There is no grammar, so it's just these notes. And then there's a quiz on these that you can take as many times as you need. So if you don't get a perfect score the first time, do it again. It's basically an easy 4 points for you, okay? So we have 10 terms today. I'm going to go through them. We're going to give the term, the part of speech, and then the definition, okay? So the first definition is exquisite, and it's an adjective. Okay, so exquisite means extremely beautiful. So we're not just talking about like, oh, that's kind of pretty. Like if I saw a butterfly walking or flying around, I'd say like, oh, that's pretty. But if I saw like some sort of thing in a museum, I'd say like, oh, that's an exquisite thing. It's delicate, extremely beautiful. Okay? The next one is instinctively. And instinctively is an adverb. And what this one means is you're doing it without thought. Okay? So you're just like, you are unconsciously doing it as a reaction. You're just reacting and saying like, oh, if somebody threw a baseball at me, I'm not even going to think about it. I'm just going to catch it, It's just like one of those reactions. We breathe instinctively. Your third term is telepathic. And you might have heard of this from various stories. If you're like a D&D player, or if you're a Magic the Gathering player, you hear telepathy all the time. If you are telepathic, it means you are able to transmit. Oops, I apologize. You are able to transmit thoughts to others and to read their thoughts as well. So the whole thing about telepathy is that it is mind reading, and you can also communicate via that same idea, okay? So that's what telepathic means. Your fourth term, you probably heard of it again, but I'm just making sure that in case you haven't, is the word paranoia. And what paranoia means is it's a feeling of being threatened in a way. So you think that something is coming for you. And the key thing with paranoia is that there can't be evidence for this. It's like you're like, oh, they're coming after me, but there's no evidence to support that feeling. Okay? I apologize for the slight lag in the writing. My pencil seems to not want to work today. Okay? And then your fifth one, so the last one of this first set is the word insufferable. If you see somebody who is insufferable, it means that they're just too extreme to bear, is what the definition is. What we mean by that is, oh, this person is extremely extra, okay? They are just too much. They are seriously just too much, too over the top, too whatever, too annoying, whatever you might think, okay? So there's the first set of notes. I'm going to go to the second slide for the second set of 5 vocab terms, and then we'll be done for the day. All right? So your second 5 terms are jaunt, tapestry, bemused, emanations, and conjuring. A lot of nouns in here. All right, so jaunt, tapestry, bemused, emanations, and conjuring. 5 terms left. So start with a jaunt. If you've ever heard of someone going for a jaunt, it's a short journey. And usually, you're going on this journey for pleasure. It's like if I went for a hike in the woods and it's a gorgeous day, it's gorgeous outdoors, we'd be going for a jaunt. Okay? Tapestry you've probably heard of before in terms of historical, sorry, I wrote the term. In terms of historical things, a tapestry is a piece of fabric woven together. And the key with tapestries is that they usually have patterns on them. So a stereotype is that people will have tapestries of like a family tree, or maybe tapestries of the constellations or something like that, okay? So that's a tapestry. It looks kind of like a rug on a wall, but the key with this quote-unquote rug is that it has images on them that's woven in. Your third term, bemused. If someone is bemused, they are puzzled, they are confused, or they are bewildered. All right. Emanations. If something is emanating from something, it is coming from a source. And this source is usually barely able to be heard or to be noticed, whether that's by sight, by sound, by smell, whatever it might be. So it's like, you know when you are sitting there and you're hearing a faint ringing or a faint hissing or a faint buzzing, but you're like, I don't know where that's coming from, but it's coming from somewhere. That sound is emanating. It's an emanation from something. All right? And our last but not least term is the word conjuring. Another kind of magical term, and it is the performance of tricks that seem magical. Oops, I apologize. I spelt it wrong. Let me rewrite that. Even I make mistakes. All right? Performance of tricks that seem magical. So, you're going to be looking for now that you are hopefully done with this is once you're submitting this, go to the Veldt vocab quiz. There'll be 2 functions of this quiz. Number 1, definition matching. And number 2, use the words in a sentence. And with that one, you just use your context clues. You're saying like, oh, this one's the one that makes most sense. Okay? Go find this, go submit this for a check, and I'll see you in the next video.